Hey everybody, hope you guys doing all right. So, earlier today I posted a video with the title, I don't know word for word, but something along the lines of like, if you don't love yourself, how can you love anybody else? And that's something that came to me, I'd say at least like around 20 years ago. Like, it's just something that like came into myself thinking about love. Like I was a little bit older. I think I don't know if I'd been in a relationship yet or was just very shortly going to be in my first, real relationship, but anyways, that line came to me around about 20 years ago, approximately, and just recently it's been popping back, and it's been there for a while. But like this past, especially since well, I mean, when I look back at like the way I've been behaving, that's largely why I've stayed away from like trying to really get involved with anybody. Is because I haven't felt like I've loved myself, and it's like if you think about it, like to really love somebody, like this is why we throw this word around. It's like it's different for everybody, just like every word really is. I mean, you can look. I think the definition of the word love, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's deep affection. So, but to really have deep affection, to really have a deep care, I think it needs to be followed with like actions that are accordance to feeling deep or feeling profound about somebody or something. So it's like if your actions aren't really doing anything to that aren't doing anything to really support that which you say you love, then I mean, are you really in love with it, or do you just like it, or are you fond of it? Like, and I just know for myself, like, yeah, for me, love, like it's the biggest test of a relationship isn't like when things are going great and y'all are able to get along, because that's pretty fucking easy when you think about it. But it's when things are going bad. Like, how well are you guys there for each other when shit isn't going well, when you guys don't look good, when things aren't happy, when things are miserable? Like, are you guys still able to be there and get shit done and have smiles on your faces and have fun and grow together while things are going horrible? Like, that's the true testament of love. And are you able to be there for that person when they're in pain? Do you care to, or are you more concerned about like, how this person makes you feel? Because I feel a lot of people like, and this is something I think is largely directed at men, because men, I think we need to change the whole nature of men and women. But for me as a man, I'm especially drawn to speaking about things regarding men, because the whole concept of being a man is largely about just taking care of yourself and like your immediate others. And it's like there isn't really much emphasis put on the collective or about like well, I mean, that's the biggest problem is the collective, like because we have chosen to focus so much on our own personal lives and we've allowed others to take care of the responsibilities of the collective, even though that it's been shown to us time and time again that these others that are responsible for the collective are corrupt. Since we're like they're empowered, it's like, okay, it's their job to do it, so I'm just going to focus on me. Like there's too much of that mentality of just focusing on oneself, which is very narcissistic when you think about it. And but that's the way we've been bred here in America, especially. Like largely, a lot of America is about just taking care of your fucking family, your own thing, profiting, gaining money, da 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 da. And there isn't much energy or attention or even talk about like spreading collective goodness. Like there is some, there is some, but just not a lot. And like it's an imbalance. Like we need to actually spend a lot more time focusing on the collective, and less on the individual, here in America, especially because individually, like a lot of people have done really well for themselves. Like it's not that hard, if you get a job and just pay your bill. I mean, well, it's getting harder and harder, but it's different than other countries. A lot of countries have it a lot worse than we do. And, but if we don't change our ways, we're going to start turning into these third world countries, in my opinion. It's already kind of starting to happen. And this is, I think, it's not by accident. This is all by design. And I think this is they're using the same blueprint that they've used all over the world, is they get people to sell out. They get people to like lose their soul power, and in doing so, they make deals and contracts and fucking exchanges with nefarious agencies that come in and give them money, fucking sell them out, buy the land, fucking take a product that was meant with beauty and intent and turn it into something that's made to make more profit and give a little bit of help. But at the same, like the way these people work is they're always going to make sure they have they have a rule over you. So they're not going to allow things. They're not going to want to allow things. They're not going to perpetuate and support things that give the power back to the people. And so their tactic is that exactly, is taking away the power of the people and putting into a few fucking families who can control the whole world. And the way they do this is they offer people bribes, they buy people out, they fucking use weapons and fucking various influences to make situations worse than they are, and to create chaos and come in with the order. Like this is how they do things, and then people start fighting amongst each others, and then they can sit back and fucking watch as like two groups of people end up starting to kill each other when really they they wouldn't be doing so without that third party pulling the fucking strings. Now, it's also their choice to go in and act that way, but, and again, that goes back, that's why I think like revenge movies, like we really gotta stop. Like, there's a lot of revenge in Hollywood, a lot of themes of revenge that humanity has an issue with and needs to stop, because like that's a huge reason why the world is so fucked up, is because people are so keen on hurting other people when they've been hurt themselves. They feel it's justified that they think they're doing God's work, or they're acting out like they're playing that part in God's work to be vengeance, and so they feel it's right to go out and seek vengeance on people. And in my opinion, it's not, and it doesn't solve anything. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, you guys, there's so much talk about vengeance, but you know, there's a little bit, but there's not very much talk about how it doesn't ever. It's a very small, there's so much attention put on the glory of vengeance, and there's very little put on the actual detrimental effect it has collectively, because it just continues to perpetuate a vicious cycle that's all about consuming itself and fucking hurting itself, and then that hurt thing hurts something else, and just like hurt people. So it's like, it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't even make you feel better. It might get, maybe in the moment when you get to pull that trigger, you're going to feel some type of carnal bliss and knowing that you've justified yourself and taking revenge, or, you know, but it really is not. I mean, that's more of just like getting high, you know, really. It's just a temporary fix that doesn't actually fix anything, so it's really not even a fix. But anyways, I got a little off topic. I just wanted to talk just that notion. Like, maybe people, like, do we jump too much into, are we clinging too much to relationships, and are we seeking relationships without first developing a good relationship with ourselves? It's essentially the video and the message I was trying to fucking, not trying, but that I did share earlier today, was just that. Should we spend more time developing a good relationship with ourselves, the animals, the people in the world, rather than trying to fucking find somebody up to go mingle with and have a fucking baby with and have a life with and all this and that? Because it's like so much attention is put onto that, a lot of other things get fucking pushed aside. And now we're living in a time when things are fucked up all over the place, and this is a large part of the reason, is because not enough attention is put onto the collective, not enough attention is put onto the individual to help them cultivate a good relationship with themselves. Because if everybody had a good relationship with themselves, then they wouldn't want to go around hurting other people. Because most people know that, like, when you do shit like that, like, don't go looking for trouble. Trouble will find you. It's something my dad used to always tell me is true. Like, when you go out looking for shit, when you go out spreading negativity, whatever the fuck it is, whenever you just be selfish and don't care about others, like, that shit comes back on you. So, but if people cared more about themselves, I know the better I take care of myself, the better I want to help out other people. Like, because it's more about that positivity. It's more about that love feeling. It's more about me having a good connection to a higher vibrational way of thinking. And in so, I get more higher vibrational energy. So I'm thus able to disperse it and spread it out with the rest of the populace in a better way. But again, we live around so much low vibrational perpetuation that most people are consumed with low vibrational vibes. Even people who think that they are, you know, it's not so much about being completely sober either, as much as how you treat, like, yourself, like the type of energy you emit when you go through your day. Because there's a lot of, like, sober people that still walk around with a lot of hate in their hearts, and like they think that they also feel like because they are living these quote unquote sober lives or cleaner lives than others, that, you know, it's okay that they can go around spewing hate on others when other people may not be as quote unquote sober as them, but they don't go around spewing hate. Like, that's powerful. Like, if you're spitting out hate and violence and threatening and being negative and deceitful, and like, that's really not fucking what a human being was designed to do. And it's also what the enemy wants us to do. So, like, you're really falling into the trap of the enemy. Now, I'm not saying getting fucked up is good either, but there is just, like, I think people underestimate the power of hate and aggression and being mean and being nasty, and like it's like, it's not going to do you any good any way, shape, or form, or ever. Like, your relationships are just going to attract more of that type of energy in your relationships. Like, it's not going to help you grow. It's not going to help you heal. It's not going to help you do anything really, other than, you know, put you into a rut that's going to make you fucking change your ways if you want to, or just dig that rut fucking even deeper if that's what you choose to do. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that, because I saw, like, I made that video, then like now I watch, and it's been a couple hours, and I go back on YouTube and I see that there's been quite a few. I say quite a few. I mean, there's been a number of YouTubers that have changed. They do their little hat thing, they take the hat off, and they're like, oh, you know, you did said something pissed them off, you know. So I just wanted to clarify some things as to why I made that video, and, you know, maybe share some good seeds to help grow some fucking, you know, different types of trees out here in regards to people. So, all right, I love you guys. I'll take care. Bye.